Yes, hello, party peoples in the place to be. It's the KING to the FAT. And
Alright.
welcome to episode... Shit, what fucking episode is this?
70.
70, thank you. Welcome, it's episode 70, another one of these ridiculous dumbass episodes of Long Time Watcher, First Time Writer. I am, as always, your host, your long time watcher, King Fats the 95th. And joining me, as always, are my fantastic group of first-time writers who include Action Shakespeare.
Pat, that's me. Hello. Do you like eggs?
Drops.
I do like eggs.
And the Ilian Dignonagon.
I like eggs, but apparently in a ways that people will get mad if I eat them, so...
I'm holding you by the shoulder. We're going on a tangent immediately.
Immediately!
Come here. Come here.
Come to this corner, motherfucker.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
I overcook my eggs, but I'm okay with that.
Oh, well.
What, like over
To what
hard?
extent?
Like, probably.
I mean, yeah, it's a style of egg cooking, if that's how
Some
you
people
prefer.
don't like runny yolk, that's fine.
Like,
Yeah, I'm with
it's-
you on that.
It's kind of like
Me, I'm a runny yolk slut.
scrambled eggs, but, over hard.
Oh, okay. I am
Yeah.
that pedantic over medium lover, personally.
I feel like over hard scrambled eggs would be like rubbery.
I
little bit.
strive for the over medium, but I always think I probably lean more into over hard when I actually end up cooking.
Also, you
Yeah,
throw
I'm
some, like,
probably
cheddar
fucking up my
cheese in there
scrambles.
and, like, a dash of
that,
ketchup.
that sounds pretty good. It sounds like it would end up having basically the consistency of, like, the surface of a frittata.
You know? Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
The frittata skin, if you will.
Now, I know what you're thinking. For those who haven't clicked off yet, you're thinking,
All two of you.
all one of you.
First of all, we love you.
You're thinking, what does this have to do with Kamen Rider? That's the beauty of it. There's no plot in these episodes.
Yeah, it literally doesn't fucking matter.
There's stuff.
Well, there's some... I actually was pleasantly interested in a couple of these episodes. I think one episode we're maybe going to be stupid about, but that's not this episode.
I sure missed the most important episode of our own podcast, which
Yeah.
You didn't realize you were away for the nice episode.
I'm mad. Well, yeah, like I'm mad at my body for getting sick on that day. Because yeah, I missed Nice episode. And Nice
is a
episode
crime
also
shame.
contains like some of the most important episodes in this whole
Yeah.
fucking show.
69 was a big one.
So, I'll say.
True.
Oh my.
It's a big deal,
Oh,
whenever it happens. Man, yeah, that's the point. I was playing some catch up. We got rid of our Dragon Quest, man.
we did, yeah.
It was
Yes. Devastating.
that plotline was very funny.
It was.
Just have it- he went out bitching to the last second, and like
To the last.
I'm so happy for him for that.
Me too. Good for him, honestly.
Taking the devil's sword and fucking trying to usurp everything, and then they had to kill the wizards. Dude, some of those effects when the wizards were like deteriorating, that was pretty cool. How they were starting to like
Yeah.
bleed sand and stuff. I've already forgotten his name. What the fuck was our evil writer?
Shadow Moon.
Shadow Moon, yes, as opposed to Black Sun, which I guess is not really an inverse of each other. I suppose he probably should have been called Light Moon. I do like his like inversion of the palette. Like he's like they literally like clicked invert colors on him, like which is a lot of fun. Makes some good counterparts, and we finally get to cross the line that I feel like we've never crossed in a Kamen Rider, where people know his identity now.
And it's just real explicit, and
Yeah,
as we'll see in these episodes that we're talking about today, there's continuity. We just keep that up forever. That's great. I love that.
it's been really cool. Yeah, it was something we thought happened 30 episodes ago, but like, I'm glad it happened at some point.
Well, I think, wasn't there like an implication that like they had known for a bit?
it was building, and I know in that episode Katsumi was just like, I think I always knew. But we definitely
what the fuck does that even mean?
We definitely thought episode 1 they were all in on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Turns out no.
We're a lot like Katsumi. We always thought you knew.
But yeah, now we're all on the same page, and it did make a nice flavor for this episode.
Speaking of the episodes, let's talk about what episodes we are going to be watching today. As always, we got another batch of 5 episodes for you. Today we are going to be doing episodes 38 to 42, which, hey, warning, alert, we are rapidly approaching the end of this fucking series, which is fucked up.
If the deployment of Nobuhiko as an evil Kamen Rider was not your hints that we were in the end game.
But yeah, we are doing episodes 38 through 42. That is episode 38, Riddle, the EP Party Boy Squad. Original air date July 3rd, 1988. The Idol's Evil Power. Original air date July 10th, 1988. That's episode 39. Episode 40, The Karate Master's Secret. Original air date July 17th, 1988. The Dangerous Time Thief. Episode 41. Original air date July 24th, 1988. And Tokyo Big Monster Gathering. Episode 42. Original air date July 31st, 1988. Let's give you some synopses, shall we?
Summertime.
Here's what's going on with the EP Party Boy Squad. When Golgum creates a new political party claiming they'll bring about peace, Kotaro investigates and discovers a nefarious plot using this guise. I love that they just made a political party. The Idol's evil power is Bisham uses the identity of a girl to turn a mutant into an idol, hypnotizing her fans into Golgum's mentality while tricking Kotaro into believing she is still innocent. Karate Master's Secret. In pursuit of a destructive salamander mutant, Kotaro encounters a peculiar karate master in the woods, training a boy to be a fighter. The Dangerous Time Thief. A boy, grieving over his father's death by Golgum, becomes abducted. I almost said addicted for some reason. Abducted by 2 samurai thrown out of time by a mutant's magic time-controlling box. And Tokyo Big Monster Gathering. Kotaro finds a pair of young psychic boys, one of whom is, we shall say, abducted by Golgum so that they may use their most recent Kaijin's ability to resurrect previous monsters. So those are our episodes for this one going around. Yeah, I gotta say, admittedly, very happy about episode 42 being what it is. I am always a fan of the fuck it, let's bring a bunch of old monsters back.
You got it at some point.
You got it at some point.
Yeah, episode 38. It's really cool that Nobuhiko got here and immediately turned Gorgum into an almost reputable organization.
It's very funny.
It's funny because it's like his first move was to make Golgum just publicly attack everybody, and then it was like, oh wait, I remembered. With the Illuminati, we're supposed to be doing subterfuge of society.
Yeah. If this were like a JRPG, I could imagine this being the major twist at the end of the second act. The major twist being you have your allies in the EP party, you have your enemies Gorgum, and the major twist is Gorgum controls both.
Oh my god! The whole time.
Oh my god!
I love this. I love the intro for this. This is the most unique in my memory. How they really laid on the exposition of it in through the TV broadcasts, without getting to our gang at the coffee shop for a while. They really gave you all that information, but in a way that wasn't just the narrator. It was oh yeah, we gave this a framing device.
It's great.
Yeah, I was getting kind of invested in it. It was it almost felt like the episode was going to just be taking on this completely different format. Which I think would have been fascinating, very ahead of its time, for 1988 if this was like the weird episode that was all taking place from the perspective of news programs and you only ever saw it from the outside perspective. Love shit
That'd
like
been
that.
cool.
I love
very
episodes
fun.
like that do that. I love the head of the EP party, the tired EP party.
Yeah, the tired EP party.
The Earth Peace Party.
Yes.
Which states that it wants to eradicate the world of war and poverty and achieve world peace, which is a wild, vague thing for a political party to be just saying.
Listen, yeah, bold stance, even bolder, rebranding a guy named Warhawk. It's your leader.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like, damn. I guess anyone can change. That's the real message of the EP. And we got our EP youth, which are definitely not the Rider Kids Brigade with slightly different logos.
They are explicitly not the Rider Kids Brigade.
Yeah, we are recruiting the youth for our cause, which may or may not involve mind washing and combat.
Yeah, don't worry about it. No, it's peace.
Don't worry about it.
Um,
Yeah, peace.
Also, we have
To be
medical
fair,
beams.
They tried to make
Medical
sure the Rider
laser
Kids
lightning.
Club didn't see too much action.
Those kids were ready, though.
Yeah, they were trained, as they should have been. Make sure if you're gonna have a kids brigade, make sure they have self-defense training.
Mm.
I mean,
Boss killed a child.
Amazing.
The medical beams are funny to me. That's when it started feeling like, I don't know why this is like the energy that popped into my head of like a fake in canon kind of thing made for like a Disney ride. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you get your little like in-universe informational video, and it's like you're getting
Yeah.
immersed in the setting. Something about the way it was deployed, like they were doing this all and also doing a little moment that included special effects and just a normal ass newsreel.
Yeah, the news studio did in the special effects.
Yeah, they did that. It was actually really boring, so they just spice it up.
That would be so funny.
We never see that machine get used again. For all we know,
It's true.
I do like how they go back to the coffee shop, and the first question that, like, I think it's Katsumi asks is just like, "Hey, wait a minute, isn't that Golgum?
Points.
Aren't they evil?
Yeah.
What's going on?"
President Omiya and Representative Sakata, haven't we seen those guys before? Aren't they like super evil?
Huh.
No,
Weird.
don't worry, they've changed.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why are they helping people? And Katara's like, come on.
Nobuhiko's a brain genius.
Yeah,
He's up to something.
he actually has a brain, as opposed to the previous guys who are now monsters.
Now, I have to say, that statement followed, and I mean immediately, cut away to... It's followed by, we see Nobuhiko in the Golgum underworld, wherever the hell they are, and the first thing he does with his super genius brain is he conjures some hot babes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. His girlfriends. I get to post the meme now.
yeah.
I've been holding on to this meme since before we started watching Black Sun.
We have to make sure this makes it in the podcast post.
Yeah, that's gonna be in the description. God, yeah, I couldn't remember if I kind of blanked on that and couldn't remember if I missed it in a previous episode, but no, that's just his first move.
Nope, yeah, his first
As
act as
Brain
the King
Genius.
of Golgum and
As
Brain
King-
Genius is to I
Ultimate
summon
brain.
2 girlfriends.
Well,
Nobuhiko is so brilliant. Who knows what he's plotting? He's plotting babes, apparently.
God,
He's
right?
he's plotting 2 girlfriends that smoke weed and kiss.
It's
God.
crazy. Like, where do they come from? And they just spoilers for the rest of this set. If you're one of the people who hasn't watched these episodes yet, they don't do anything.
They do dick all.
They have yet to do anything.
Attendant monsters Marla and Carla are named characters.
God.
Oh, I like Marla and Carla a lot better
It's-
than the Mara and Kara that we get on the wiki.
It is just Kara and Mara, which is more
Kara, yeah.
which is more likely because if you have an AR noise, you're gonna extend a katakana vowel.
I guess it's kind of like how we keep flip-flopping between Gorgum and Golgum.
Yeah. Which I guess Gorgum for the next episode is, I guess, more textually correct, but we'll get to that. Marla and Carla, I'm just going to stick with that one because the Blu-ray told me to.
And like I said, I think those names are a lot better.
Yeah, I think that is genuinely more accurate. I am fascinated to see what happens with these two. Because it's just like, he makes no announcement for this. He just goes, it just cuts to him going, all right, girls.
Oils.
This place needs more bitches.
As if to prove his genius. This is what we cut to.
He might be onto something.
I must be a genius. Double demon fan.
That must be a genius. Double babe beam.
Yeah, sure. I was looking at them and I have come to a realization. These are just 2 different Persona/SMT summons.
A little bit.
What would they be? What
They might
gods
just
would
be
they
Marla and Carla.
From Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
I think that's a valid source as far as Shin Megami Tensei is concerned.
Probably. When's the SMT game where I'm going to get to summon Colonel Zol?
Like, because we have
Christ.
Alice from Alice in Wonderland. So, like, in theory, and
Famously not dead little girl.
the dead Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, dead Alice.
What is
Who
wrong
died?
with you people?
Alice
Dead
Who died?
Alice, who famously died at the end of the first Alice in Wonderland book.
No. Alice Liddell is alive and well and breathing.
Right now?
I'll fist fight you.
Oh, God.
She's probably dead by now, I'm just saying.
She's probably dead by now, but like, come now, she didn't die in Wonderland.
We got Mothman, and we got just a regular-ass fictional character. Like, you could throw in any Kamen Rider beast, or just Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider would do great.
He would do amazing.
I mean, the cultural zeitgeist is already mythological by this point, I imagined.
He would absolutely just absorb wind
Oh, for sure.
and cast
If
wind
it's like
magic.
OG Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ichigo, you gotta start with him, right? As far as your mythological figures, it's the origin point. Though you might have to fuse a couple of lesser writers to get him.
You fuse Skullman first.
Oh yeah, you have to Mothman and Skull Rider.
Surely there's got to be some grasshopper monster.
Maybe.
Anyways, Marla and Carla have, what kind of helmet would you say this is? Is this kind of like a...
There's something on the tip of my tongue.
like
This
a
definitely looks like
Centurion
something.
helmet almost, without the top bit, but they have horns instead, spiral horns on the side.
Have you ever seen the face of a Gundam with a face?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of those big helmets.
With ram's horns on the side.
Yeah, and they're both inverse of each other in terms of being silver and gold.
Yeah, with red and blue accents, except the nails. They both have red nails.
And they both got their nails did. Definitely not
Matching.
just some shit that they're wearing on their fingers that we can see in HD.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't know if
worry
that's
about
meant to be seen or if that is a Blu-ray curse, but
That does seem a little bit woe curse of Blu-ray upon you.
they are very, very... Oh, you can just straight up see... Because it does a close-up of her hand, and it's like her thumb is in side profile. You can just see it as a thing. It's not even at her tip of her thumb. It is halfway down her thumb.
They are props, though. You can see that they're supposed to be wearing these things so they don't have to, like, glue
Yeah.
nails on.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what I'm
like
saying.
fake nails.
Extremely visible prop, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be in fiction. Maybe they are just meant to be as weapons, I don't know. Or if they're supposed to be, or if we're supposed to buy in that they just have freaky nails, which is like the straightest part about them.
Yeah, maybe. If the band wasn't red, I would say we're supposed to just believe they're nails, but maybe they are just supposed to be weapons.
Yeah, like it is a distinctly red band, which might, that might be, they might have bought these. Maybe that is just a detail
We
of...
only can afford 2 colors of plastic. What do you want?
Who can say? Anyways, they exist. There's nothing more
I
to
love
say
their
about them.
shiny shirts. They have no pants. They got
They have
big,
no pants?
poofy, metallic shirts.
Matching boots.
Yeah, they got the matching knee-high go-go metallic boots with the chokers. They're metallic babes.
Yeah, like truly, these are just like the most SMT demon ass designs I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I
And
fully
honestly,
agree.
more power to them. I think more things should be dressing up their female villains to look like SMT
No,
monsters.
why does Hestia look like that? I'm still mad about that. I haven't forgiven them. I don't go here, but I'll be mad about
She's
it.
the daughter of the
you-
mechanical violator.
What?
Well, I mean, someone's about to become a mechanical violator if they look at her too long.
That's for those who do not know. There is a villain of a Toku series. He's he's the bad guy from Kakaider, I believe, and his name is Mechanical Violator Hakaider.
That rules.
It's so dope.
About to violate.
Look up that guy. Look up Vesta or Hestia, Shin Megami Tensei.
Specifically,
You know, maybe it's that
Persona
Vesta
2,
fucking
actually.
pronunciation that did it. Maybe they were like, oh, Vesta sounds like Vespa, let's make her a scooter.
She's not even a scooter.
She's
Yeah,
kind of
She
a
doesn't have
scooter.
wheels.
She's distinctly has gears for wheels. It's not like a wheel thing. She's made of gears and hydraulic joints. She's a machine. And I guess they were, the best I could say is the hearth translated into machines.
Okay, where's...
That's all I got for
want
you.
a greater impression of heat,
Yeah.
maybe,
Well, she's hot.
personally. I'm a little too confounded to be into it, honestly, which is a weird thing for me to say. Barom bares his face, and he is a man. He becomes a dude to avoid getting tracked, because for this set of episodes, it becomes very relevant more times than you'd believe that Kotaro has super eyes, and we are avoiding detection from his super eyes.
They have been taking very special notice about that. I noticed
With your special
with
eyes.
my special eyes. I'm a noticer. I notice things. Yeah, it's I guess if you're gonna remember a detail about your character and then be like, oh yeah, a lot of these plans involve disguises and trickery, I suppose we should put like a modicum of thought. And so they did. They wrote down a sentence for each scheme to make sure you at home would stop writing into the station talking about going actually
Actually, the common
About-
figure would be able to see.
yeah, for real. Like, I think that part of me thinks maybe they were getting that. It was the late 80s. Maybe we were starting to get into that culture of like, oh, these kids are paying too much attention to their TVs.
Yeah, Star Wars had come out, so it's over.
Karate Kid too, but that's a different episode.
Yeah, we'll get to
Sure.
that.
But we gotta be in disguise. And I guess we don't really technically have an explanation. It's just that the monster generals are cooler, just so they get to have camouflage built into their transformations, and we have to deploy the rats.
Deploy the rates.
Oh, the rats. I was actually typing the message traitorous wretch rat bastard when he transformed, and then I was like, oh, yeah, alright. Fair enough.
Straight up what they're doing.
I went for
Oh man, Rat Man.
It was my last note of the episode when I first watched it, but my last note was just Rat Man indeed.
it.
This man is so textured, like rat beef jerky.
True.
Yeah, this might be one of the better mammals they've done, though.
Yeah.
He's
You know,
rough to look at in a very good way.
Yeah, arguably, yes, he is one of the better mammals to look at, but he fucking sucks.
He sucks, but, like, I think all the way he sucks in is intentional, so I think it's very successful. I love that you can see his rib cage through his fur.
Yeah,
That's fun.
That's
I think
evil.
Very fun.
That's the sign of a fucking mangy rabbit animal that will bite you.
And he will.
And he does.
He bite Kotaro with his big nasty yellow beaver teeth.
God, yeah.
With the fucking champas.
My I guess yeah, the long story short is Ratman is imposter sus because of Nobuhika's large ass brain. Golgum finally figured out what to do with imposters instead of just sneak them onto space stations with no plan. They're like, oh right, we can use those to like infiltrate stuff. And so they infiltrate the anti-EP resistance force.
I
Every
think
time
they
I
actually
say it out
maybe
loud.
make the anti-EP resistance.
Oh my god, they're America.
Oh my god. True.
I can't
Literally
believe
always
Golgum's
saying
America.
this.
Actually, I can fully believe Golgum's America. They always have been.
Rat Skittles is what I
True.
is what I called what happened to his minion.
True.
So we get like the
Rat Skittles.
closest. It's great. We get the closest thing we've had to mooks in the whole series thus far.
It's true.
And that we have like just a bunch of guys from the EP party that try to fight Kotaro and Kamen Rider Black. And at the end of the episode, after he defeats the Rat Man, all of these mooks turn into Rat Skittles. They're rainbow-colored rats.
It's amazing. Like they have like these colored like transformation graphics. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's neat. And then they stay the color. I was like, oh, I did not expect that to just stay that way when they were done.
Yeah, they
Right.
hired the Rat Sentai.
Yeah.
These poor rats are just like actually just smeared in paint.
Poor little-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
Poor
care.
babies.
mice.
I worried about that, not gonna lie.
I'm hoping they just like, because there's no way these rats aren't brought on set by a handler, and I am certain the handler cleaned them up afterwards. The poor babies. They're all fancy rats too. You can see they're all light colored under all that paint, so they didn't just grab them off the New York streets or nothing.
That would have been maybe more authentic.
He would have gotten sick though, maybe.
for how
Those rats
uh,
have been huge too.
yeah, for how fucked up this actual monster looks, I think they really wanted a New York rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
but-
think your rat handlers are generally going to be dealing with your wild New York City rats, though.
I do like how Nobuhika's brain genius plan. I'm dialing back a little bit. I think more counts on Kotaro being not a brain genius. I do not think Kotaro is the brains of this pair. Because his
I
immediate
love that
thing
for him,
is like,
honestly.
it's I gotta bust open that machine. It's awful. And he immediately goes
gotta
to
kill
it in
it.
front of everybody. And just gets completely caught in 4K trying to bust open a machine. They immediately go like, "Oh my god, Kamen Rider! he's a menace."
I can't recall if we gave the context. Basically, a little boy says, "Oh, I know the EP party is evil because they stole my dad's medical machine that he tried to destroy because he realized that it was going to kill people if he used it. But they stole it, and they've been using it on people to help temporarily alleviate them for good press." So yeah, Kotaro just comes at like 2 p.m. on a bright sunny day, just walks in and tries to break this machine in the hospital, and then is immediately caught and yelled at by the public, which is really funny.
I think he
Kamen
hates
Rider,
sick children.
how could you?
Kamen Rider, how could you? We thought you were a friend. And they broadcast this on the news. They're like, "Oh, Kamen Rider has betrayed the common man."
And I heard he's gay too.
Yeah, you see this nigga kill him on sight?
That's next episode.
True.
Speaking of our new era of Kamen Rider where people know things and have continuity, Golgum breaking shit now makes Golgum a name droppable entity that people can to convey danger, which Kotaro does to the resistance group. I thought that was just really neat. It's like, oh wow, like
You can
I'm
just
not
say,
used to
hey, this is a Golgum plot, and people know what the fuck that means now.
Yeah, like, not that it stopped him from doing it, the whole series, to people going, what the fuck are you talking about? Now they're like, oh, that's bad. Those guys attacked the UN. Holy shit.
They did. We were there. We watched. We should talk about the anti-EP alliance's great, awesome, good plan that they do.
Hit a bunch of stuff with pipes.
I love being a ragamuffin.
Yeah. Just a real ragtag group of kids.
We're all
We
gonna
just wanna
pile
hit
into
shit
my
with pipes.
mom's van,
Yeah, for real.
and we're gonna go to the hospital, and we're gonna B&E, and we're gonna kill this machine with pipes. And don't worry, our other de facto leader besides this kid is definitely going to come with us. He's just got to take a shit first.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be right over. You go without
Never
me.
trust your homies with IBS. They tell you they gotta go to the bathroom real quick just to be safe, and it turns out they're reporting you to your enemies. I'm kidding. Don't
If
be
you're-
mean to people
remember,
with IBS.
children.
I'm sorry.
It stands for imposter buddy syndrome.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're about to stage a coup and one of your friends says he's got to doo-doo shit out of his poo-poo ass, you fucking stay there. You stay there and you wait for him.
Okay, if he said that word for word, I would kill him on the spot.
That's understandable.
Yeah, don't talk to me like that. What's wrong with you?
I understand that you're my leader in this scenario. You're not exempt.
All the more reason you can't talk to me like that.
You're supposed to command a modicum of respect. You can't be saying, I gotta do your shit out of my poo-poo ass.
I'm going to murder your fox. Disgusting.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry for my threats of violence anyway.
I have two things to point out about the fight, or at least just appreciate. I don't have anything material to say outside of they made me laugh. Kamen Rider breaking out of a hold with the Randy Orton splits jump.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just whoop. Just toe. He touched his toes with that shit. That was really impressive. And him using his special eyes. He actually utilized his special eyes in the fight. And it's one of the funniest shots in the whole episode, where the camera just pans to the right, and Ratman is just standing there. He's just,
Oh shit.
it just scurries away. It's like, I saw you.
I saw you being a big ass rat, nigga. Get back here.
No.
No, it's right. I'm just using the bathroom.
Time out.
What are you doing in there?
I just have to. What was your exact phrasing?
Oh, you gotta doo-doo shit out my poo-poo ass?
You gotta doo shit out your poo poo ass.
Yeah.
Okay,
Rider punch.
I'm burning the house down.
God. This was a pretty fun episode. I liked watching Gulgum pretend to use their brain for a little bit.
Thank you, Nobuhiko.
Yeah. It won't
It
last.
was interesting. This felt like a very pretty standard Kamen Rider episode, but I felt like the plot got to breathe a little more than it normally does in a standard episode, which is saying something. Because we still sped ran this fucking episode like it was a SGDQ, but we did have to spend at least a chunk of this episode on summoning Goyles.
Yeah. It's very important for how unimportant it is.
Our time budget was a little chopped up. Speaking of budgeting time, who here likes idols?
Oh, man.
Oh, so I'm sure we're all going to be normal about this episode, right?
Definitely. Why would we not be?
Yeah, what? I'll be normal if you are.
I'm so normal. How dare you?
So this episode's plot, let me just give you a Marvin rundown again of this episode's plot if you don't remember. The plot of this episode is Golga makes an idol and then makes a bunch of people fall in love with her and do whatever she says and stuff.
Yeah, this is just how idols work.
Yeah, this is just how, this is, pretty bog standard.
There's a part at the very end of the episode where Kyoko's like, maybe I should make my debut pose. They could have just as easily been like, oh, I, Kyoko, picked this up because of my passing interest in idols, and I heard this new one is getting big, and I thought I would check her out. She's kind of creepy.
I do love that. I do love that both of the actual girls in this cast are just like, this is just kind of weird.
This idol's a little Among Us sus. And
and
Katara was like, no, she isn't. It's cool. It's hot that she's Among Us
She's
sus.
cool.
Shut the fuck up.
No, she's cool. How dare you speak about my girl Yuki Oi like that? I'll kill you.
Are you
I'll kill you. I'll kill your family.
Yeah, you can talk about my
Yeah.
fucking Oshi. Like,
My Oshi, Yuki Oi?
Kotaro was simping from the jump. He
Yuko,
saw
I'm sorry.
the first second he saw that girl. He was like, "Oh my god!
Oh my god. A
Yoko-chan.
girl that's cute.
Wow!"
Oh my god.
I've never seen
He's
one
so
of those
cute.
before.
And it's truly informed his entire decisions the rest of the episode.
A little bit, yeah.
Good for him.
Simping ain't easy.
She's got the Lin Min Mei curls on the side.
A little
It's
bit.
true.
I was
Ah, the 80s.
yeah, I was truly resisting just invoking it for the whole episode in my notes. Where I was just like, because I didn't want to. At the very least, I was like, this is very guy who's only seen Boss Baby of me. I know idols
it's-
have existed for longer.
It's less the idol and more they have overlaps because of the referencing of Japanese idols in the 80s and both of these things. It's understandable. They're drawing from the same source for inspiration, so.
God, what was Macross? Like 87? Super
Something
Dimension?
like that. It was earlier.
Yeah, very similar era of music too for that sort of thing.
Which is great, you know, the vibes are immaculate.
Honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little obsessed with the concept of this episode. I'm really mad that it exists now because I can't just wholesale rip it off without ripping it off, and I feel bad about that.
But you should still rip it off.
I mean-
100%.
In fairness, other things have done this too. So
I know. It would bug me a little, but I could try to get over it. But just the concept of this idol who never does anything in person, so literally nobody can confirm she
Yeah.
exists.
Oh, yeah.
Only performs on tape. It's already got the 80s aesthetic. It's already got an analog horror aesthetic. She's already got subliminal messaging in her music. I'm obsessed with this concept.
It's
Yeah,
really quite
yeah.
good.
They didn't really dive into that much, but I am fully with you at where they were like the notion of, what, you've never seen her in person? You don't even know if she exists? Like, I was just gonna make a VTuber joke for it,
Yuko-chan's
but
real?
like, man, yeah, it's just so. That could have been a whole new thing.
It's a meaty premise. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm mad that they did this so long ago.
Well, they didn't follow through in probably the way you would, though. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Make it your own thing.
I would not make this a Golgum plot. I would make this about her.
You mean a
I would make
Mogrog
this all
plot?
about her. She's a Mogrog plot. I'm sorry. Say it with me now. Say it 3 times.
Yeah, repeat it 4
Say
times.
it 3 times in the mirror and I'll appear.
God willing.
And that she would maybe make this this is a romantic horror VN in my mind.
Okay.
Outstanding. Here's my question, B.
Yes.
Is in your horror romance visual novel version of this episode, does the centipede monster still have titties? That's what I
Okay,
want to know.
well, so the thing is, I probably wouldn't include the centipede monster, especially not in. I mean, whether she's not human, I'm undecided on. But it would be about her. It would be about her being an idol through this medium. It would be about her influencing people through her messaging, through her somewhat subliminal. Sometimes she just straight up tells you what to do. But whatever. Yeah, it would be about her. It would be about her. I'm sorry.
It would be about her.
I'm interested
Yeah,
in
no,
her.
like, yeah, you don't get the centipede monster in this shit. That's for
Yeah,
losers who watch Kamen Rider.
She's not a kidnapped idol who's replaced by a monster. She is the monster
Yeah, come on.
in my mind. And
I-
you fall in love with her, and maybe she haunts you.
Okay.
Maybe she haunts everyone. Who knows? Are you special? Are you special to her?
Am I
Does
special
that
to
bother
her?
you?
I hope so.
Oh,
Please, Sean, am I special to you? Please. I've given you so much money.
you got that.
You got that?
Oh, I don't think you understand the notion of idols if you're hoping for that one.
Yeah, I think that would be fun to play around with. You know, you love her. She loves you vaguely. She loves you in the same way she loves everybody. And because she is so good at stringing you along in this way, you know that. Anyway.
I was gonna say that, like, this entire plot had a few things bouncing off in my mind. Yes, Macross came to mind, but also, I can't believe they did the Josie and the Pussycats movie, like, 13 years before Josie and the Pussycats.
God, they did.
And also, like, this is a deep pull, but if anyone has watched the Japanese horror film Suicide Club, it's kind of like that as well, because they are playing pop music, and, like, the pop music is a method of, like, esoteric brain control and dark magic and cults and stuff, sort of. And it's just, like, I kind of just wish they kept going with it. Such a cool idea that they just, again, didn't do anything with.
This episode is packed with like really interesting things that basically have nothing to do with Kamen Rider parts of it.
Right?
Like though this is the second time, at least in our watching experience, that a centipede has been associated with mind control, which has made me do big think emoji and try to do some research, which has mostly been inconclusive, other than I think there's some notions that certain species of Japanese centipede or like a yokai might burrow into your brain. I know they play with some of that stuff in Sekiro as well.
That makes sense in hindsight, yeah.
But I don't know, maybe the Kamen Rider people were just on some shit.
Because the only thing I could find out about it in my brief research is the centipede's dilemma, which is a super, super stretch, to say the least, of where it basically, like, when your brain does a thing subconsciously and then is made aware of it, it suddenly becomes much more difficult to do it. And I'm like, I guess that sort of relates to brain activity.
Yeah, that's definitely a stretch.
That's wild if that's anything.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, I don't know who can say that. There might also just be or at least not recorded in English stuff, you know, like who knows if I asked an older Japanese person, like, hey, who, like a historian, hey, can you tell me about some cultural implications that might have affected Kamen Rider monster decisions? They might hear me out. But like,
Or maybe they think you're a big fucking nerd.
I feel
Or
like
maybe both.
if I'm in Japan and asking in Japanese, I figure they might humor it if I pay them.
Yeah, that's fair.
What was the other thing? The funniest part of the actual Kamen Rider bits was Kotaro's like, man, it's a good thing I'm not affected by this mind control. Proceeds to get affected by the mind control. It's genuinely funny, and also the execution was as hilarious as I think they intended it to be. In where Katsumi was just like, oh my god, Kotaro, did you know love backwards is evil?
Oh my god.
And he's like, oh my, no, Yuko. She's innocent, I swear. I gotta go get her. Fuck, I have to protect women. runs into an evil mansion.
Kotaro, look at what she's saying in her lyrics. Every villain is lemon.
No,
That's
you're lying.
evil.
No, Yuko-chan would never do that. She loves me.
I love the. I don't know if it's worth calling dramatic irony or just comedic timing of him going, no, she would never. She's an innocent. I gotta go save her. She's being controlled. Immediately turns on the TV to say, if you see this motherfucker, kill him off.
Kill him.
It's so funny.
Holds
Holds up a picture of him in the outfit he's currently wearing.
That was fun. That was a funny part of the episodes I missed initially. Was the
It was-
flashback
it
where they're
was
all in
really good.
their life is good outfits.
Yeah.
I appreciate that Kyoko is allowed to speak openly, just bring up like, hey, you know the current Golgum plot, blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's really refreshing. She's very involved in this episode, and that was like one of my favorite parts of it was, yeah, Katsumi, or was it Kyoko the whole time? I don't know, but she got to be the voice of reason and actually she got to ride Battle Hopper.
She did.
Yeah, they're friends now.
They're friends. She's friends with Battle Hopper because she knows his
She
identity.
pet the
I love that. This is giving me so much more than I expected, frankly. Like the parts at on the ground every new series.
And they raised it like an inch.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay.
Oh my god.
like they actually let them get involved and have agency in this adventure now. My big note for the "Can you kill this man, please?" moment was, if a Hololive girl did this, that person would be dead in minutes.
He would not live to
Motherfucker
see
would be
the
dead in
sunset.
minutes.
Genuinely, I don't think it would take more than an hour.
Shit, his house would look like a fucking doohickey convention.
They'd probably still kill him, but they'd like tease her about.
Can't kill him yourself, huh?
Can't
It's
kill
true,
herself.
yeah.
Yeah, what a loser. Wow.
Anyways, we'll
Anyway,
kill this
he's
guy.
dead now. Love you. Super chat.
Yeah, it's $5 in the super chat.
It's just like a picture of his corpse in the super chat.
Which Hololive character do you think is most likely to tell people to kill someone?
Like for real or as a joke?
I don't know. I plead the fifth.
Fair enough. I could see Korone doing it, but I could see Korone doing it as a bit. Which is why I asked for clarification.
Yeah, all right.
That's so fair.
Because it would be like she would be doing her like she'd be like doing an English only stream or something.
Kill
And
this
she'd
man.
be on like GTA Online or something. She's like, yeah, please kill this man. Thank you.
You
Please
got
kill
it.
him. Yeah, please kill. Kill
Kill him.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. We have, yeah. I'm sorry. We're talking about an entirely different segment of being nerds online.
It's true.
No, we're not, is the thing.
It's
We're
barely
talking about the
separate.
exact same segment of being nerds online, but multiple years in the future.
This episode is
so
just
right.
truly making me think about the idol industry and how much of like I think of the scenario and I think it's such an easy suspension of disbelief to picture any given idol industry person like reaching a point where they would make a desperate move that might involve getting someone killed to protect themselves because the industry they live in is so hostile to them as its
I
employee.
love Perfect Blue.
Yeah,
I was gonna fucking say.
we've truly been exploring this since forever. It's just so fun. Like what year did Perfect Blue come out? Okay, Perfect Blue is 97, which was when I'd expect more of this stuff to happen anyways, but seeing something in 88
It's kind of
exploring
surprising.
yeah, like this was like very like I think the writers were starting to see some shit about culture, and while they couldn't just outright say shit man, idols are bad, I think maybe maybe a few of them might have had a goal of subconsciously putting in some scary
Hey, kids.
scenarios.
Maybe don't let one person and their thoughts and words and opinions have this much power over you. That might be bad.
Yeah, what like there's a person doing shit behind a screen and making stuff just for you, saying you're very
For
special
me?
and how they
I'm
love
very
you
special?
and how you should watch all their stuff all the time. And
Yeah, okay.
Yuko-chan.
I don't know, maybe you should think about the people who are making these things a little
But she
more.
said she loves me.
Oh, you're right.
I'm obsessed with this episode. And not because of Kamen Rider. I just think it's got a strong premise that I want to rip out of it.
Like,
Rip away, I say.
Always thinking about Yuko-chan.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Always thinking of her.
Yuko-chan
Also,
did nothing wrong.
it's true. It's true. Kind of literally, honestly, she really didn't. She was kidnapped and replaced by a giant bug.
Kinda fucked
It's
up that
very
she's a
funny
real
that they
person.
were able to successfully brainwash Kotaro with the truth.
It's so funny. His special eyes caught the brainwashing, but he was so susceptible to
Still
the
got it,
brainwashing
yeah.
that it didn't really matter. He was like, "Oh my god, the subliminal waves that she shoots out of her eyes like green beams. That's crazy. I love her. She's so
she's
I
cute.
better
so
keep
cute.
looking at these.
Yeah, I better.
I gotta study them.
I
It's
guess
so funny.
I guess you could say it's a fun notion of Golgum understanding Kotaro's like strength of character. In that he wants to believe in the innocence of the victim and to save them. And they're like, "Hey, we can use this." Which is like the only smart thing Golgum I think has ever done in their lives. And then Katsumi was like, "Hey, well, check this out. It's a centipede."
But Kotaro, in case you are interested in maybe being back on the side of the girl, centipede do have titties. I'm just saying, centipede titties. You never know. You never know.
What do you mean you never know?
You
You
never
never-
know.
It's a little basic.
True. SMT would have put like 9 titties on this bitch.
Yeah. One for each arm.
Yeah, exactly. Step up
Like
your game,
Yuko-chan.
Kamen Rider.
Real cute girls who turn out to look like freaks. Speaking of VNs, go scar yourself with Sayano Uta. That's an old classic. Horrible.
If you like meat.
If you like meat,
Love meat.
go play that game. Have a bad
Go
time.
get
I
your
love
fill.
having
It's
a
the
bad
whole
time.
point. Yeah, you'll get your fill. Ooh, but
Sounds like you should link that to me, actually.
It's got everything I want in a visual novel. It's got meat. It's got having a bad time. It's a reference to Nitro Plus Blasters.
I was about to say you can also play
Yeah.
as her in Nitro Plus Blasters.
What more could I want?
Do they have an option to play as her like true form, or is she just cute the whole time?
She's cute
it's
the whole time, but
No,
it's
Boo.
No, no, no,
it's
no,
a
no.
little.
it's
Yeah, I was gonna
it's
say.
she's rapidly shifting between them. Like
Ah,
her
I
attacks
see.
her attacks involve like breaking out of her cute form or at least like
Okay.
summoning like aspects of her true form.
Yo, there's so much meat in this game.
I'll say.
Look, I'm just surprised it's on Steam.
Speaking of also things that are on Steam, who here likes fucking Street Fighter?
I think only 2 people here play Street Fighter.
So,
maybe.
like
Technically
is a,
3. Oh,
Like is a
yeah,
strong
like is
word.
a strong word.
I have 225 hours in this new Street Fighter. I don't know if I can claim to like it.
Oh, I like it. It's so
That's
true.
fair.
I've been
I'm
playing
sorry.
Street Fighter all my life. I fucking hate this game.
Yeah.
They haven't put Dan in 6, so I haven't bought it.
That's so valid. But
It's
don't
not.
worry,
It's
because
not.
even though Dan isn't in Street Fighter 6, he's in this episode of Kamen Rider.
You're so right.
And he is teaching a little boy karate on the mountains.
It's oh my god, I love Mob Psycho.
It's a little, it's a little bit.
It's
You know-
a little bit.
Listen, that plot was all well and good, and it's what we should focus on. But goddamn, can I not stop focusing on maybe my new favorite kaijin of all time?
Yeah? You want to talk about him? You want to talk about Salamander Man?
Salamander Man might be my new favorite dude. And I
He's
realized-
so
So
good.
He has such an amazing energy.
His energy is so good.
The way he walks.
Yes, like he's got this fucking swiggity swag, like whenever when he's stealthed in the intro of the episode, and he's just like, I'm mimicking it with my body, so you can't see.
Have you ever seen a toddler run when they're like holding something and they don't have a full grasp on how to control their arms yet, so they're kind of like holding their whole arm up just to continue to grasp onto something? That's how this thing moves.
True!
That's maybe
Kind
a
of,
little
but
less cool than
it's
us.
nuance.
He's kind of swinging his shoulders, you know. He's got his arms up, swinging his
have-
shoulders.
Yeah, he just kind of have a idle stance kind of vibe.
I love Salamander Man. I love how big and round his eyes are.
I love
His head's so big.
I love Dennis
It's so
Frogman's
big.
brother, Salamander Man. He is going to get you with his big old tongue and eat
Yeah.
you.
Oh man, your Basil look like a #1 draft pick.
Yeah, the number-
Chocolate.
One traffic with like a talk with Dennis Frogman. And I can't say the rest.
It's true.
I'm not even gonna get getting edited out. I can't. I'm just not gonna say that shit. But God, and you know, I guess I finally realized the most tangible reason why I adore this guy, aside from, you know, just look at him. But he is he's the perfect physical dimensions of representing the lizard.
Oh, true.
He
No.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you wanted to replicate the lizard dance, you look like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is we have to figure out how they made this costume now. We gotta make lizard costumes.
Yeah, like 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 if you've never seen that gif of the dancing lizard online, if you out there are listening, if you remember what that CGI lizard who does the cool dances, listen, just go to YouTube. I want you to stop listening to our show right now. Go to YouTube.
This
Type
is
in
more important.
Lizer, Lizer. It will
For the
probably
best time of your life.
yeah, it'll probably be the first result.
And listen, you might see another video of older, lower polygon count looking lizards dancing. Not that video. As tempting as it is going to be to click on, and it is a good one.
It is.
But
It's
you're
not
looking for
actually.
a different dancing lizards
it's,
video.
it's not on this because I'm getting a Russian music artist.
That's very funny.
You're going to have to scroll
Lisa.
down. If you let me see. If you search Lizard Tetra, yeah, that'll get you it at the top of the page. Go watch that. Have yourself a great
Go
time.
watch it. Have a time.
And just pretend Salamander Man is doing that because I think he could.
He absolutely could.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bust it down,
yeah.
lizard style.
yeah.
True.
So, as we were saying about Karate Kid and Mob Psycho, there's an old man on the mountain training a young boy in karate, and they spot some Golgum activity in the area, a la the lizard. Kotaro is investigating, he finds them, he's immediately told to leave the mountain that they train on.
He does.
And
Hold on.
I
we have
gotta
to.
say-
We have to take into account that he also gets trapped. He gets
Yeah, they
hit
do
by
set
this
up-
kid's booby traps.
Yeah, Rambo's domain
Pretty
over here.
funny.
Yeah.
This is definitely a fantastic episode for Kotaro. In my
Yeah.
opinion, I loved him in this episode.
He did
It's
good.
So
very fun.
he is promptly told to abscond from the mountain. This is their place of training. He has no place here. And instead of trying to convince them, because he knows that, you know, they're obviously aware that things are going on here, that there's danger here. He says, "Take me under your wing and train me in karate, oh master." And he looks at like the 10-year-old kid and he's like, "Senpai, you could teach me too." And they are buttered up like fresh bread and they accept
So
him
true.
instantly.
At least the kid is.
At least the kid is. The old man is kind of like, okay.
Kotaro
But
knew
for
his
good
in,
reason.
and it was tricking small children because they're gullible and easily buttered up.
It was so good. He did that
The
shit. I
old
was like,
man-
that's amazing. This is the play of the century.
It's so good. It's so great. The old man reveals his tragic backstory in confidence to Kotaro, that he is a fraud and a phony and a faker and a liar and a con, and he is dealing with the
I don't
trauma
know if a
of...
con is fair.
Well, not until the end.
Well, okay,
But he will
sure.
be. He will
Yeah,
be
he
a con.
becomes a con.
Yeah,
But-
He becomes a con.
Right now,
We'll
he's just
get
a
to
fraud
that.
and a faker and a phony.
like
Yeah.
literally took shit from the Karate Kid and is trying to implement
It's so
it.
funny.
It's so fucking
Literally,
funny.
the kid literally references like painting fences and waxing cars as karate activities, and you're like, which I think is great in the context of this because, yeah, a guy who doesn't know karate trying to pretend he can teach a kid karate would watch a karate movie to try to figure out anything about karate. I think that's great. But he tells this tragic backstory of how his grandson died, how he
Almost
fell
died.
off a lift. He almost died, sorry. His grandson almost died, and he was too cowardly to make a move to save him, and how it has shamed him since, and he just, like, left his family out of shame because of that and just lives on the mountains now.
And then this kid just fucking showed up and was like, "Oh my god, you're Akuma Street Fighter." And he was like, "No,
You're
the
a
fuck,
hermit.
I'm not." What?
You're a hermit who lives in the mountains. Surely you're a master of martial arts.
Obviously.
And this kid just believed it so much that the guy just, like,
I'm picturing
decided to humor it.
I'm picturing this scenario, right? I'm picturing like this kid showing up. It's like, oh, you have to teach me. And at a certain point, he's just like, this kid's never gonna believe me. I'm not. Or, well, I can't just like disappoint another child with my cowardice and shit. This is my chance to maybe be an inspiration. And so I could just perfectly picture him going like, be gone from this place. Come back tomorrow at like such and such, with doing this, and I will consider. And then as the kid, after the kid leaves, he immediately has to like get in his car, drive down the mountain, go to the nearest video store, and just stack 5 karate movies. It's just truly picturing the perfect comedy scenario of this whole thing happening in a
It's so
world
good.
where Kamen Rider exists. I mean, like, yeah, and he saw Karate Kid and was just like, well, this is like American bullshit, but it is about karate and kids. So, like, I got it, like,
Close enough.
and it lets me not do things while still remaining like I have a veneer of what I'm doing, knowing what I'm doing.
I mean, it seems like he's at least given the kid basic exercise training, so that's good.
Yeah, I love Mob Psycho.
And then the salamander attack again.
Funny thing about the salamander, if you're once again, if you haven't watched this episode yet, funny thing about the salamander is salamander shoots fire beams. Salamander also scared of fire. This will be important.
It's fascinating.
Seems
It was more like a
counterproductive.
melt spray thing.
I suppose, but it's like, what is that gonna do? It's gonna cause fires mostly.
He is so
Yeah.
powerful with one tremendous weakness, the poor baby.
Poor baby. His skin get dry. Him skin
Yeah.
get dry.
Oh, it's too hot.
It's
Like
too hot, him skin
salamanders-
get
So
dry.
crying.
Salamanders being associated with fire is not new, and like, yeah, I was like,
It's so funny.
and I was like, okay, like, they made the salamander have fire beams, and then he's like, no, I got my skin's gonna get dry. It's like, no, wait, you're just a real salamander.
Yeah, he's just a
I
little
wanted to check
salamander.
just to be sure. They call it a solvent that he sprays out of his mouth. They just have him spray that
They-
explosive stuff constantly, so it hurts him.
They sent, yeah, like what? Like they sent him to the
They
gas
hate-
station to blow up a
They
gas station.
they hate him so much.
Nobuhiko
baby.
and all his 600 IQ and huge dick genius with his 2 weed smoking girlfriends. And this thing hates fire. Let's go have it start some fires.
Maybe he'd think it was funny, or maybe he thought it was just a skill issue.
He probably thought it was just a skill issue.
He was just like, what's the funniest? Maybe both, honestly. Maybe he was just like, what's the funniest way to waste this monster I don't actually want to look at anymore?
He's so cute.
He's so cute. He's just a
He is-
baby.
He is the cutest beast in the world. I want to see him on the phone.
True.
Oh.
Yes.
Hold the phone in his mouth.
It's just sitting there. I don't know why I made note of this. There was just something very amusing as their cave fight, where
Mhm.
where the dude causes a cave in. There's just like 3 straight minutes of Kamen Rider getting annihilated by rocks.
Yeah.
It's like, it just felt so laborious. He had to have the bike rescue.
Listen, you got sometimes you're getting caved in, and you gotta have the bike rescue.
Oh no, rocks.
Rock's my one true weakness.
And solvent.
Yeah, I guess he was being affected by the solvent.
Yeah, he was
As
getting
well.
dissolved.
We also get one of the best like wacky sitcom misunderstanding endings
It
to a
was so
character
good.
arc I've ever seen.
Oh my god, yes, I love it. I love it so much.
it's such
Please
a
tell
like I
us.
was just like we've done I've seen fiction before. We all love, well, I don't know if I could say we all love, but I love a good true meaning of courage arc. Not used to the true meaning of courage arcs having a punchline.
I think more true meaning of courage arcs should have punchlines.
It was very funny because the kid is he's starting to realize that maybe his master is not all he chalked up to be. And he's a big scaredy baby.
What?
And then the master, confronts the salamander to save our boy.
To save the baby.
And he's fully accepting that it, like, he puts up his stance, his fake whack ass stance, and he's just fully accepting this, like, oh, I'm going to die, but the child will have to run and be safe. You know?
You can get away while this
Closes
monster
his-
is eating me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he closes his eyes and awaits death.
Yeah, straight up. But he's standing right next to a fire.
So the salamander's like, my one weakness.
And the kid's like, holy shit, he's staring down that lizard and he's just getting him with his aura.
This kid rules.
The
We all
master's
need a kid
trapped.
like this to hype us up sometimes.
Honestly, I
Honestly.
could use a kid like that. Like, I need someone selling me. I need someone putting me over at all times, like this child does.
24/7.
King of the Cell, you'll love to see it.
Yeah, so we don't really get to complete that arc technically. It's funny that this episode just kind of leaves it with, you're still a fraud and they're all gonna find out someday. But Kamen Rider said you're cool, so at least one of them will be down to believe
So
you.
funny. God, it was so funny. Kotaro is just really, really 100% on the side of this old guy is cool and we love and support him.
It's very
And he
funny.
said Kamen Rider loves him and you should think he's the coolest because even Kamen Rider respects the power and majesty of your master. That's not what he said, but
I mean,
you know.
basically,
He
It's
implied
what it's what an entire class of children are now operating on this assumption of.
You know how we said that he is not yet a con, but will become one? He is now. He's running a dojo for a bunch of kids. I assume not for free. But at the same time, I guess at worst, it's a daycare. So
Right. Like, hopefully nobody sending. I have to imagine that this just happened by word of mouth, and he's not getting anything for it.
I honestly, I was given the impression watching the episode that fucking Kotaro's dumbass rounded them up.
yes,
He was
same.
like, "Here, kids, I found you a karate master."
the one thing that skewed it for me was the fact that they all had uniforms, which meant either one, they bought uniforms from someone for the purpose of this class, either outside of this class, which would have been nicest, or potentially, might have bought them from him supplied, for the class, which is not great. But if they came with their own uniforms, they probably had karate before and they would have sniffed him out instantly, which they obviously did not do.
Maybe Katsumi and Kyoko. Maybe Katsumi and Kyoko just bought us that.
Maybe.
They got
they
him
were,
for
Lord knows they're
bulk
making
sell
food and
discount.
everything too. Like, they're all in on
Yeah.
this.
The cafe's doing well and the owner is just not around, so
Super not.
Then they have these cute piggy aprons.
it's so cute.
I
We
want
love the
them
cute
so
piggy
much.
aprons.
Like,
They're making lunch.
I love a big ass plate of onigiri.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can make that if I really wanted.
That's true.
That's certainly within the power of anybody. If you have
Remember,
access
the
to
only person
rice,
stopping you from making onigiri is you.
Zashiki Buta. That has to be just some brand, some little mascot, clothing
Probably, yeah.
mascot. They got like a little.
Zashiki Buta?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I think it's a Sanrio character.
Oh well, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, let me look up his little wiki. A curious but laid-back pig from the Japanese company Sanrio. He loves to eat and spends his days making food such as sweets, as well as growing vegetables with his friend Tabby. So he's basically like every other Sanrio character.
Do we have anything more to say about this episode? Oh, I remembered something. Sorry, it's me. I have something to say. Mostly just they had this moment where they did the final battle with all the barrels in the water. They had an invisible guy in the water, and I know this is an unreasonable ask, but I was severely disappointed that we did not get that Predator 2 invisible person in water special effects attempt. Like just like unseen splishes in the water where someone's moving through it. I was hoping they would at least attempt it to represent a couple of footsteps of big monster feet, but alas, he just sort of reappears. He's just that good. He's just that slick with it.
He's just that smooth with it.
Speaking of smooth, there's none of that in the next episode.
Oh, this is like the opposite of smooth, and I mean that in like a way my brain treated it. Also, this plot's abrasive.
This episode's so fucking whack.
I mean, it's fun, but this is not the kind of plot that I would have expected to occur this late into the series, maybe.
True.
It's so fucking weird.
It's so weird.
Is the first occurrence of time travel in Kamen Rider, though?
Yeah, in
Is
Kamen Rider history. Yeah, I remember looking that up.
Wow.
Partially because I wanted to look up who those two guys were, and I had no such luck.
I couldn't find it either. I was like, these must be like a comedy duo.
Yeah, right? It's like, that's some true Ichigo, like, heritage. It's like, we grabbed a pair of local comedians.
Couple of funny men.
We would have to dig deeper to find out, perhaps.
Yeah, that's gonna require, like, digging into, like, actual Japanese credits, and then looking up who they are.
Before we get into what we actually care about, first let's get out of the way that we have a kid.
He's got dead dad disease.
Mamoru, yeah. He's got dead dad disease, and he is lashing out at everyone who is not fatherless.
Like you do.
Yeah, like the episode literally starts with him being chased down by Katsumi and Kyoko as he's like fighting with another boy. He's got this like plaster or something, paper mache, I don't know what it is, but it's like a bust. It's like a head, like a school craft project. And he throws it down and he stomps on it, and you can see a little label on it that says Otosan. So he's just really upset that this kid has a dad, and he's gonna take it out on him.
Just flaunting it.
Kotaro,
Fuck you, kid.
Kotaro is like, "How dare you? You should apologize." And Katsumi and Kyoko are like, "No, his situation is complicated." And then they let him run off. I think he still should have apologized, frankly. He's literally taking it out on people who aren't even approaching him or talking to him, is the crazy thing.
But
like,
this
he's
backstory is so tragic.
I'm not saying I don't feel really bad for him. I'm saying having a dead dad isn't an excuse to target and attack people.
That's so fair.
And yeah, whatever. I guess his situation's complicated. Don't yell at him.
Listen, I know exactly what we need to do for this kid. I know.
You're so right. You're so right. I'm ready to hear it.
In these situations, it is always that you just need to channel the frustration and the anger, the destructive energy they have from the anguish they feel. You got to channel it into something more productive,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So we take this kid and we strap him to the slab and we turn him into a fucking cyborg. Boom! Second Kamen Rider.
That's a great idea.
Right.
We only have one writer right now, so
Yeah, this kid gets to channel his destructive tendencies into getting revenge for his dead dad. We get a second Kamen Rider. Win, baby.
His dad was killed by Barom, as you remember when when they declared war on Japan and they were wreaking havoc a few episodes ago, and remember how I said I could not definitively say anyone died in those scenes because I couldn't, which was really weird. They decided to retroactively make me a liar by going back to that scene and having him kill this guy's dad and 2 cops. So I'm making a very special exception to count this in the death count. Despite it being a flashback, it is a flashback that occurred during a scene that we saw happen in present time, like, in our story. Also, I just want number go up. We're hitting the end.
See, you guys had a really interesting solutions to this kid's dead dad problem. My solution was, what if a pair of wacky samurai got hold of a time travel device and came into modern Japan and started fucking with everything? I think that would help
Genius.
Well, Shakes, I think that'd go a little something like this.
I could not focus long enough to take notes on this one.
This episode is so fucking whack.
I was just aghast at what was happening. I was like, see, they set up these time traveling samurai, and my immediate thought is oh, well, obviously this is gonna be a Golgum trick. They're just trying to make us think that time travel is real and that there are time travelers, and they're gonna use it to trick us somehow. No, time travel's real. This snake can control time. It made a box.
Coverman 2.0.
Yeah, I was gonna say they heard us roasting the shit out of old Cobra Man.
Actually, sorry, 3.0. 3.0.
You're right, 3.0. I'm so sorry. You're so right.
Cobra 3.0 is the time wizard, and he gets a pair of wacky samurai who are in a. I am failing to remember the actual name of that time period, which is embarrassing as I have studied it. But there was definitely a period of time in Japan where everybody was at war with each other.
I think it's funny that they just complain about it too.
It's great. They were like, this place is awesome. We're not constantly fighting, because that was life back then. It was
also burgers.
Yeah, also beast sugar.
Burgers. America
dropped
is
a burger and he just ate it.
I mean, shit, same.
Yeah, that's free burger.
It was still on the wrapper. It was still in the bag. Fuck it.
That was the ideal conditions.
It was wrong of them. I just think it's fun.
Beast burgers forfeit.
Yeah, good for them. These wacky samurai have been given a device that utilizes the powers of Cobraman 3.0, who can time travel, I guess, and for some reason, I'll just spoil this right now, Golgum doesn't really have a
they don't have a fucking plan
here. They just kind of squandered their
I think
powerful
end up having a plan or something, because they
take him to the time zone.
Yeah. They take him to the fucking time dimension.
Well, that's because Kotaro, that's Kotaro meddling, as Kotaro was wont to do.
It's true.
I'm still losing my mind that Kotaro, when he's in the time dimension, looks down and sees a bunch of phantoms
time
reaching
ghosts
out, grasping desperately, and he just says, "I don't want to be a time ghost." And I'm like, "Bro, what's a time? Bro, you can't just say what's a time ghost, and why do you know about it?"
Yeah, what do you know about the time ghost, Kotaro?
What do you know about the time ghost, Kotaro? You can't just say that.
You're not supposed to know about the time ghost.
Do other people know about the time ghosts? Is this
what's a time ghost?
Well, when you're in the time dimension, you gain an intrinsic understanding that time ghosts are now a thing.
Sure, okay. So
I
guess,
but apparently you don't gain an intrinsic understanding of the fact that you're not supposed to the butterfly effect.
No, it doesn't matter because it doesn't work that way. Apparently. We do see that. To be fair, we see the time machine be used. Time is completely linear, by the way, but it doesn't matter anyway. So who cares? We see the wacky shenanigans as both Mamoru and Kotaro go back in time and see things. They see people before their demise. Mamoru sees his father before he dies, and he screams out to him, telling him not to die, and he dies anyway. So Mamoru gets to relive his trauma. It's horrific.
We love that. We love to Batman twice.
Kotaro sees Nobuhiko the day they were going to their 19th birthday party, and he tries to convince him not to go, and he can't. And we do see time get rewound, and the real of that time Kotaro appear and enact things as would have normally happened anyway.
That was fun. I will say, this is a stupid thing. This is not an actual complaint, but it would have been really funny if he was like, if he said, Chico Taro, I remember your jacket being gray.
That would have been so funny.
That would have been so funny.
Is that a new jacket?
We get
What are you wearing?
looks nice, good for you. We get a point where the samurai kind of let us know that they have turned on Cobraman 3.0. They are trying to escape him, which is why they're running around so much. And one of them actually stabs him when he's attacking Kotaro, which is very fun.
He popped back
They
out of the time
puncture a
stream.
fucking hole in this
these guys are
goddamn
fun.
suit.
I love these guys. They're just buffoons. Complete buffoons. Why they were given this terrifying device,
I think
I
they
don't know.
Stole it, right?
No, they were
said they're
given
not
it.
going to. Yeah, they imply that they were kind of following the directions of Coverman 3.0, and they're sick of it, and they're sick of him.
Oh yeah.
I think this episode could have introduced some like insane implications, or or should have. It's like they gave us a thing that really should have implied some insane shit. Like, I think it would have been really funny if the samurais got this box because it was an ancient Golgum artifact.
Oh yeah, and Golgum sent Cobraman back in time to retrieve it because they want it, but the samurai are like, no, we can't let the freaky Cobraman 3.0 have this thing.
Alternatively, Cobraman is a Golgum of the distant past and is chasing them to the future.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
there
he
was Salmon
he
Man.
appears
That would
As-
be Coverman
50,000 years.
0.1 then.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Ideally.
Because he pops out as a samurai for a little bit for no reason.
For no reason.
And he has a little samurai fight, and then he strips naked to be Naked Snake, and then they blow up a clock, and then and then time stops, but Kamen Rider's dick is too big to be affected by the time magic.
Yeah, don't worry about
so
it.
he gets to have cyborg dysphoria again.
Yippee. Honestly, more cyborg dysphoria in my Kamen Rider. I'm always saying this.
I like how
Honestly, yeah.
I loved how that was the thing that triggered it. Like, oh no, I'm all alone in the world again.
I mean, it's just that's an accurate depiction of dysphoria, you know.
I guess so. Yeah. It's so, and then the time dimension, and then time goes,
Yeah, I
and
was
then
gonna
they, and
say.
then we're gonna, and then we're gonna slice the guy with the hands of time.
we go to the time zone. There is a clock, and it is the minute hand, but it's moving like the second hand. I guess time is weird here. Don't worry about
That's
it.
the
The
time
kid is
dimension.
chained up. The minute hand is a blade, so it's going to slice him as it passes the hour.
Really slowly.
It's really funny. Kotaro tries to save him, but ends up having to transform and fight off Cobraman 3.0/0.1, and the buffoons are desperately trying to free Mamoru, and it's just more buffoonery on buffoonery. It's great.
It's it's a real clown show.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that our time zone death match happens on the Salvador Dali clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is melted, or at least a little melted. They left it in the car a bit.
Yeah.
Very
Lime
silly.
green shaped
And then
clock.
they put it back in the fridge, so it would just
True.
God.
I just
rotate its shape.
I like the idea that they're trying to kill this kid, but instead of using, I don't know, anything else,
Gun.
they use a time dimension.
Yeah, why not?
He
I think
wi-
it's the panache of a supervillain.
yeah,
It's
it's
just-
presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, then film it. You're in a time dimension. You're not gonna be seen by anybody.
What, and be a sellout?
Yeah, come on.
Yes, that's
They
supervillain
know
behavior.
that Kotaro's coming, and they want the boy to die in front
Yeah,
of him.
their audience is there.
I guess. All right, fair enough.
This is a
They're-
private show.
Yeah,
We only
alright.
care about his reaction.
All right, you've convinced
Kamen
me.
Rider
Never
reacts.
mind.
I'm sorry. I enjoy villains.
You have convinced me. Let's cut this kid in half.
Think about them a normal amount.
Hey,
This
Sam.
extremely silly plan is utilized by Kotaro in maybe the most metal way possible, as he takes the fucking hands of time and stabs Cobra-Man to death.
It's so cool.
It's so raw.
Is it poetic? Is it just cool? Who's
I don't
You
think
decide.
we. I
Yes.
don't think we have a single brain cell left on this one. So
On
it's
this one,
just,
yeah.
It's
You
what
kick
it's.
this snake. We come back. Everything's good. Oh no. Oh, the samurai are stuck in the present time because the Cobra time travel box blew up when the Cobra Man died. But
Mhm.
just don't
kidding.
worry about it.
Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. A convenient portal appears. Jump in it. We didn't check it, but we're sure it
Just
works.
get in there. Also, you forgot your split.
Throws it
Son
in.
of a-
Ah!
Message for you, son.
I was waiting for the punchline of that. Like,
Me
like
too.
them just,
So funny.
just
I'm
exit the
just-
portal and be like, "Oh man, my spear."
Episode 42.
Anyways, fast forward in time to episode 42.
Yeah, fast forward in time to episode 42.
Man, fuck Tokyo.
True. I'm literally always
What?
saying this about
Oh
Tokyo.
god, this episode. Oh god. Oh jeez.
Episode 42, as I like to call it, the Monster Jam episode.
I reiterate, fuck Tokyo.
Yeah, fuck the streets.
It's my first note because it's just like nobody. It was just like, man, this place sucks. I hate it.
Yeah,
We're gonna burn it to the ground.
we're gonna kill Tokyo, and we're gonna do it with the Fly Man.
I'm kind of endeared to how they start this discussion, partially with Bisham being like, all our monsters are dead.
It
Kamen
is
Rider keeps
really
killing
funny.
Kamen keeps killing our guys. What do we do about that?
Spoiler, they don't fix that.
They
Not
don't.
technically, but they utilize their deadness. Also, man, this guy fucking sucks. I hate this guy.
The
His
Fly
noise
Man.
sucks.
I hate everything about this dude.
Shall we talk about him?
I was very positive on him at first, and then I saw him in like proper daylighting, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks. Actually, it's bad."
I hate the way his mouth moves. I hate his eyes that I don't think I'm supposed to be able to see. That might
His
be a
dude
Blu-ray.
eyes.
Is
He
that?
looks like a transformed Soulsborne enemy, like a fly grew
does.
out of a man.
Oh yeah,
out
he
of his
does.
Carcass.
Like, oh,
I have a note that says that fly mouth is just a fleshlight.
is
And I
just-
hate it.
It's got pump
Is it
action.
actually?
It
It's got what?
it might as well be.
It's got realistic movement.
Man, we are on record. We
True.
are recording. The light is on.
She said what she said.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
between everything we've talked about, is insect fleshlight mouths really that bad?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. We can talk about the Flussy. Let's go.
Flossie. Listen, it's better than talking about the Hydrussi, right?
No, actually, I think that one's more enticing. If I gotta be honest.
That one's pre-moistened.
I've ruined it. I've ruined it.
No, you're really turning me around on this.
I said stay away from the landmine, and when you said no, I came over and I stomped on it. But I think that's just me in a nutshell.
It's
That's-
the only way for you to stop us from stepping on it is to step on it yourself.
You're truly God's strongest soldier.
I'll show you how strong I am. You see that landmine?
Yeah.
Just gonna watch this.
Watch this, brother.
Big crushed explosion. Sorry, everyone. I'm sorry that I said Flussy.
True.
It really does look like a fleshlight, though. He
No,
really
you're-
does have a human face
You're 100%
inside
right.
of the fly face.
Like, okay, someone please help me out on that. Like, do we think that's intentional?
The
Or is
way
that-
Demon face?
Because they do like a really hardcore zoom in on his
Yeah.
face when he's first revealed, and his eyes are super visible in that. So I feel like it had to have been intentional.
But it feels like fucked up and almost covered up in a way that makes me wonder if they were just trying to like, please don't notice this. And maybe that would have worked in 88 televisions.
He's also doing facial expressions.
That is part of it. He's do- doing crazy things in his eyes.
I think he could have covered it up if they wanted to. I think this was intentional. Oh, you stare down the gaping maw. I'm gonna punch down his throat. I hate this guy.
God, he's so juicy.
Yes. Listen, you heard what she said.
Yeah, what?
The mouth is just constantly leaking.
In this screenshot that non-linked, when we first see him as he writhes out of the goop, I was like, damn, that's a pretty good looking fly suit. And then he dries off.
Yeah, he should have remained juicy,
He
lubricated.
looks surprisingly plain.
The fucking suit would have looked better, because once he's dry, this thing sucks.
It's another one of those kind of, like, from the waist down, he's very Ichigo era.
Yeah.
Extremely. Just pants, just tights that are sort of vaguely colored like they want him, with
Yeah,
some
a
fur
couple
glued on
pieces
it.
of fake fur glued on.
I love Giant
I-
Gonzalez.
I like, yeah, he's straight up as Giant Gonzalez fur. I love his little elf shoes though.
He prances about.
They really know to not use him much, because they then proceed to turn him into an astral projection to speaking of Mob Psycho, to inhabit the body of a kind psychic boy who only wants to protect his
Yuki
younger
and
brother.
Makoto. Yuki is the older brother who gets possessed by the fly, and Makoto the little younger brother.
I do like that we bring back the Ichigo possession makeup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yuki
he
gets
got the
possessed
evil
and
eyeliner.
he gets the fucking wing tips. Ooh, bitch.
The evil wing.
I like how this is like the second time we've pilfered the local psychic camp.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is just
Apparently,
this
we
is
just have a lot of those in this town.
yeah. Here, two things about Kamen Rider. Time travel, that's just a thing. Don't worry about it. Psychics, kind of just a known entity at this point. Like, it's not even theoretical. They have got the readings. They have the proof.
They're studying it at Tojo University's parapsychology research lab. For some reason, this university has a parapsychology research lab.
That's because
I'm
psychics are
losing my
real.
mind that in the 80s, this university has a parapsychology research lab.
Of the biggest city in Japan.
Like, could you imagine if, I don't know, say, like, I struggled to come up with a proper city for some reason because the first thought was, like, San Francisco, and I was like, if anybody's gonna have this, they would actually, maybe.
Maybe
I was gonna say if we had
Chicago or New York.
Yeah, sure. If New York just had, like, you know, a cryptid research lab.
Just right there.
Then I would go to New York and take
At
that
the University of Manhattan. Or whatever.
Like, it's not a course about, like, local
It's an
folklore and
entire
mythology.
department.
It's a
No,
research
it's a
lab.
research lab of dudes trying to fuck Bigfoot.
Godspeed.
You
And
know,
Bigfoot's just there. Like, it's not Bigfoot gets to leave and come back every once in a while. Everybody sees him do it, and they all go, "Oh my god, a gorilla!" Because they
Kurt
vastly misunderstand the situation, just like the boys outside.
Those boys, by the way, truly probably the biggest balls on any bullies I have ever seen in my life. If I rolled up on some kids and was like, oh, they've got freaky psychic mind powers, I'm gonna bully them and call them an alien. No, the fuck I wouldn't. Because I'd be like, oh, you're weird, you have fucking psychic powers. And they'd be like, brain blast in stereo.
I love Fruits Basket.
I love Fruits Basket.
I love
True.
Fruits Basket. Remember that happened in Fruits Basket? Go watch the Fruits Basket adaptation that came out a couple years ago. Damn.
I love season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god, yes.
So I think the funniest thing is the implication that this is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah, these kids have been rolling up on this child. And the
I
fact that
think-
he doesn't like the fact that these dickheads show their ugly faces and this kid doesn't immediately cast testicular torsion is mind-boggling.
He does
Literally.
He does have healing beams though.
Yeah, he does have the healing beams.
That's pretty cool.
See, that's the crux of Makoto's whole thing. He's like, my older brother's not an alien, he's a good brother, and that's how you know, because unlike me, who would have been a vengeful, wrathful little shit of a child, he does not use his immense psychic power to do horrible things to his enemies. I'd have been giving those bastards fucking nightmares.
Yeah, in the day as they live.
I'd have been like, can you cast testicular torsion?
Twirls hair. I
I,
just want to know.
yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say,
just
it's just
curious,
like, I'm
you know?
imagining that scenario, and like, truly my only response in this situation would just be like, on you?
Yeah.
Because, like, if you got him, I can, but like, if that's what you're into. Shout
Is
outs
that-
to all my
would that-
CBT girlies.
God.
Listen, validate their gender
It's so true.
by casting testicular torsion.
Just, yeah. Torsion them shits right off.
It's a real. I'm
Like
just
you're getting
picturing
a
the scenario
grape
with a
off the
trans
vine.
man.
What even happened?
Well, you gotta
Yeah,
reach,
that's what I'm
You
saying,
gotta reach
like,
up in there. You gotta go grab him.
Listen, if one of my ovaries twists, I am going to kill you.
That's no, that's insanely valid.
Testicular torsion, but free bottom surgery.
See, yeah, that's the other side of the coin.
Kind of Faustian bargain. I will twist your balls, but then I will give you what your heart desires.
You know what? I take the hit.
Yeah, honestly.
If they could snap their
Ugh.
fingers and the rest of the process is done, boom, free.
How long do you have to live with the testicular torsion?
Yeah, just like how long do it? Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to work out the details in this contract.
Google
For
searching
now,
how long testicular torsion pain lasts.
We're so invested in this episode. Can you tell? Can
Yeah,
you tell?
I'm invested
there's
in
so
all
much
the
to latch
classic.
onto.
All the classic Kamen Rider Black monsters are back in one amazing set for a limited time only. They can be yours for only 15,000 yen. Call now.
Shut up, mate. Can I this one to not take it? Yeah, truly, this is a toy seller episode if ever there was one. Get
Everybody's
the
here.
Kamen Rider Monster Jam playset.
It's so great. We got all of our funny little guys in one room. We got a little. Spider-Man didn't really get as much play as I was hoping, but
He
got
didn't,
some.
even though he kept like jumping into the middle, like he
Yeah.
kept jumping to be like front and center camera.
I'm Spider-Man.
I'm Spider-Man, bitch. Yeah.
Woo! Look at me. He knew he wasn't going
knew.
on later.
We had an interesting set of monsters that came back. We had our Salmon Man come back. We had some other fish man come back that I don't remember.
Yeah.
We had Cactus Man come back. We had Mushroom Man come back.
Yeah, they got to kill
I
some
feel like
office
there was
people.
a third
I-
plant that I'm not remembering.
Who busted into the elevator? I can't remember anymore.
That
One
was
of the
spider.
bugs, right? Okay. Spider-Man did get the elevator
Yeah.
spot.
I believe Ratman came back. Yeah, Ratman came
Yeah,
back.
you know,
Yes,
you were just
immediately.
gone, dude.
Yeah, you
Leave.
did for a
We
week.
just got rid of you.
I'm Ratman.
I'm right. Oh, hey, yo, what? I'm fucking walking over here. I'm Ratman.
Where's
Remember
your
me?
Skittle Squad, Ratman?
Yeah, your gimmick is kind of lost.
So we bring back the Spider Mutant, the Silkworm Mutant, the Rhino Mutant, Cactus, which we mentioned, Longhorn Beetle, I totally forgot about, Coelacanth, that's the other weird fish I was talking about that I didn't remember. The coelacanth, slug moth, mushroom, red salmon, and
Right,
rat
the
mutant.
coelacanth, the guy who's studying the monkeys. and then
God.
and then had no water based combat after the initial scene where we showed him off. And then he killed a kid. But it's okay, that guy never died. He was replaced with a guy who died with the same name. God, I'm glad they got... That was, like, horrifying. That was, like... We're really racking up the death count on this one, like, for real this time.
Gonna disappoint you, and I'm mad about it too.
I think I know
Like-
where you're going with this.
Oh, are you saying some of those aren't concrete enough?
No, they cut away, and
There was a couple cases where they like attack a guy and then their bodies fall limp. Like Kamen
Yeah,
Rider
I
is not
count-
there to save them.
I counted the. Well, unfortunately, we have a consistent set of rules, and it pisses me off. And I know, reasonably speaking, we could say they died, but I only counted 3 of them having died on screen.
Man.
Yeah, that's better than nothing.
It's just one of those things where they cut away each time.
Yeah.
Show
We'll
us.
afford it the 3.
They should just show us them getting ripped in half.
Yeah.
It's not like the show's
Yeah,
for kids. or
Kuga
anything.
would.
Yeah.
Kuga
Kuga would.
Um,
Kuga did.
Kuga
saw
did.
so many children
Yeah.
dying.
Maybe I shouldn't demand these things.
Yeah, you feel good about yourself now, motherfucker?
No, not anymore.
Yeah, you weird little freak.
I don't know. The fish monsters attacking those guys was pretty cool, though. I was glad the fish monsters could get one more time, a little time in the limelight in their actual element for once.
Yeah, it was
Stinking
fun.
up the river.
Notably absent. The snail man, the Nautilus guy. Marumo.
Marumo.
Yeah.
That's it. Right,
Marumo, notably absent because his soul went to heaven.
That's
It's
right.
true.
Exactly.
So true.
That's...
Good for him.
I don't know if anybody thought about that, but in production. But I'm glad they didn't, if so.
If I was working on this show and I had access to the script but wasn't the writer, my first thought would be to ask if he went to heaven.
Yeah.
If he has a soul that was redeemed.
I think didn't Kotaro, or was it the kid that was just like assured of it?
They seem both assured of it.
Yeah.
I think Kotaro kind of was like, oh, he's good, he's in heaven. And the kid was like, oh yeah, I bet he's playing with my dead dog up in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. It's canon as far as I'm concerned. This episode has cinched that Marumo turned to the light and went to heaven for it.
Marumo's up there playing with his dead dog and Pochi and Dummy.
Yeah,
We
all
have-
the dogs.
Yeah.
No
They're in
proof
dog
if the
heaven.
dog went anywhere.
Also, heaven exists.
Yeah, also
Heaven
having
exists in Kamen Rider.
Hey, the souls exist. Like, they just summoned ghosts in this
This
episode.
is true.
None of these guys are
And you know what?
tangible.
A popular song of this time period did explain to us that heaven is a place on earth. So
Shit,
that's
where's
just
Marumo?
even more tangible proof.
Crazy.
Um,
This is not important, but there's a grocer in this episode.
I was going to
That
talk about
is-
the
I
This dude-
put him down as the son. He's obviously not because the timing doesn't make sense. But I put him down as the son of the fucking sushi chef from the Mammoth Monster episode.
Yes.
So is. Oh
yeah,
my god.
exact same energy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a 3rd generation Edenite. Ah, kids these days. Gulgum. What's Gulgum? I'm not moving. And then he starts to get pummeled.
This
He's
guy
like, oh god,
carried
Jesus, please.
this guy carried the exact energy of a side character from the Gremlins movies.
God, true.
That was the exact kind of type he was. And then he gets attacked. He gets immediately attacked as after he makes fun of it. By these goofy ass plant monster, and he's trying to still sell him the vegetables.
He's like, please let me go. I'll give you green onions. I'll give you green bell peppers. I'll give you watermelon.
Yeah, he's still on that grind.
I love him so much.
Goated,
What a
honestly,
guy.
what a king.
Vegetable Man
Yeah.
is one of the best bit characters in all of Kamen Rider.
Again,
He's here for
Calling
like
it now.
30 seconds.
he should be
Yeah.
a Kamen Rider too.
He
Yeah.
should
You're
be.
so right. He should be a green pepper themed Kamen Rider.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Get him in Kamen Rider Gain.
Children will hate him.
Yeah.
It will be so funny.
He will be the most
So
despised
funny.
Kamen Rider of all time.
Ah, incredible.
Absolutely outstanding.
I like the detail that to help little whittle baby Makoto, the human GPS, to regain confidence. He has to gain strength and belief in himself to help his brother. And he did this. Kotaro got to finally flip the script and tell someone his tragic backstory to inspire them to do good to be powerful, like he has done by absorbing the tragic backstories of so many other people to gain inspiration to fight.
So true.
While he's getting his ass beat by ghosts, he's
He's
just getting
absolutely
put in
gang warfared by ghosts.
put in the snake pit. Like they're just
True.
doing fucking work stomps on him on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, Makoto!
It's a moving scene. Phantoms of his past that he has defeated.
Beating his ass.
And
Like a government
yeah.
goof.
and the phantom of his present represented in these two boys.
It's true.
Yeah.
They
He
are
does
a
not want to
metaphor
see
for
their story retold.
his situation. Yeah, for it's
Yeah.
powerful. It's good stuff. It's good Kamen Rider.
If Kamen Rider were just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit more powerful, the resolution of this episode wouldn't have just been the boys being saved, but Kotaro in turn being inspired by their victory, which in turn spurs him on in his own battle, which is not yet complete, to save his own brother.
I mean, to be fair, the narrator says as much at the end of the episode.
But I want Kotaro to...
Yeah, no, I get you. I
didn't-
don't want
they-
fucking Denny's Sam to tell me about it.
They did not think about that until they were looking it over in the editing room and were like, oh, we gotta do some voiceover. We might as
I'm
well
glad
sum
they
up
thought
the
of it.
characterization.
Here, kids, did you get it?
I'm a little sad in the sense that I wanted Big Number to go up, and not only are they ghosts, and to be fair, I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna consider it a kill. It's a soul, whatever. But none of them are defeated. The fly gets expelled from Yuki, and all of the phantoms vanish, and it's not bad writing. My chimp brain just wanted to see Number go up.
Yeah,
See number
I
go
get
up.
it.
Just bashing the keyboard over and over again.
My last my last note is just that character in Mass Effect going, so don't ingest. And I don't know why.
I wish I could answer that question for you.
Are you talking about the fly spit?
Maybe?
Maybe. My last note was about those fly spit. Because my last note was just tube in the shot, take it again. Because there are some times where you see the fly doing its scrub and bubble spit attack, and you can very clearly see the tube that the soap comes out of in the Felicity.
Yeah, that's that. You could see it in the salamander too for the sparkler. Yeah, HD
That's
once
probably,
again
Blu-ray.
betraying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also, speaking of the Blu-ray, I forgot to mention in the time dimension when Kotaro is quote unquote hanging off the edge of the clock, you can see that he's just lying, kind of just horizontally from it on a black matted ground, while the phantoms are hanging on him, which is fine. That's an okay illusion. But then you can see in the on the very edge of the special effects they're surrounding it with, you can see where that black matte floor ends. It's like, ooh, did not mean to have that shit in HD.
Oops.
It's the
Blu-ray
it's-
strikes again.
Yeah, the curse of Blu-ray. It's kind of one of my favorite recurring bits in this entire watch through. Is just seeing what
It's great.
translates.
It is pretty good.
But yeah. No, not really.
Not really.
Yeah, it's mostly an emotional moment. There wasn't really. Fly died pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
We called
Well,
our
'cause I
bike
guess
friend
we
who
kind
should
of-
be dead 3 times over.
Yeah, true. Red Sector, yeah.
Red Sector got to help again. It was raining. That was cool. It
Yeah.
was just real.
And we also got to see that it was probably not an accounted for rain, because it seems like they relocated pretty quickly to being like under a thing or in a warehouse or something. So the suits wouldn't
Extremely
get fucking wet.
Extremely not in that rain. It was good atmosphere though.
I was just thinking that once again they place monster that is responsible for all of the actual plan just in front of everybody. I just
Yeah.
can you
I guess-
just like keep them away.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, did the kid have to really? Yeah, did the kid really have to be there to be like, "Oh, kill a Kamen Rider"? I think they would have figured that part out. I guess the kid has to draw a Kamen Rider. They don't want him running away, so they need
Yeah,
to bring
that's
Kamen
the.
Rider.
I kind of took it as the kid is like bait. Like,
I get-
ooh,
yeah.
Kamen Rider, come save this child. You definitely won't get jumped by 9 ghosts.
But then the guy should have went away.
Yeah, Baby Psychic went like, blah, hit him with the mind beams.
Wait,
Screaming.
Yeah, I think they took more precautions than other times they've done these stupid plans in this one, and that was supposed to be very much him only pulling strings, but he had to sort of be there to be a bait at the same time. You know, appeal to Kotoro's good nature. It's always a great trick. But alas,
What a nice guy.
I don't know why I wrote this down. I think it was because they were like, I think the psychic kids were talking about like adversity, or like how they would, you know, no matter what, they won't ever give up. And I just wrote, even if they call me a freak and beat me with hammers, I will never give up.
Yeah, he
So
literally
true.
says like, "Oh, next time they call me an alien, I won't run away." And I'm like, "You don't have to take that though."
Yeah,
like, I'm not-
again, I'm like I was saying in the beginning, fucking, if they try to roll up and punk you on that shit, fucking cast testicular torsion. Tell them what's up.
We don't have to do that either necessarily.
You can mind crush them.
Listen, you've got options. You can hit or you can hurt these fucking bullies in a myriad of ways that will make them fear you for a lifetime.
You can cast illusion
What?
of their mom.
Look, this kid has watched the other Kamen Rider episode where that one girl got in trouble for standing up for herself, so
Also
Oh,
got
true.
possessed.
he's just doing what Kamen Rider told him.
Kamen Rider said to use your powers for happiness.
Ha, penis. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to pummel you with
Why?
rocks.
That's okay. That's fine. I deserve
I'm going to
it.
break your windows.
Please do. I don't know why my brain did that.
I
I'm
think
so
on that
sorry.
bombshell, I think we
Yeah.
gotta get out of here.
Oh. Well, I
Wait.
guess it's back to me then.
Yeah, I was going to say we can't leave just yet. We have to do the one part of the show that's actually good.
Yeah,
And kill
while I'm packing
cunts.
my bag, I have to say our numbers have been dwindling over time. We only have one window break this episode. It's another one where it was like covered in
In
plywood
wood,
or
yeah.
something, and they made a glass shattering sound when he broke through it, so I
True.
counted as a window break. They have really shifted to preferring breaking through walls, it seems, at
I
this
could have
point.
sworn those goes through them through way more windows. I just have a false memory.
They saw the
I don't
Shockmaster
recall.
debut. That's what it was.
I don't believe they did. They definitely
Yeah,
grabbed people by the shoulders a lot, though.
it's true.
He loves to do that. It's his favorite activity.
So that gives us 31 total windows broken. As for the death count, we have a first on Kamen Rider Black for this. We have more Gorgum kills this set of episodes than
Holy
Rider
shit.
kills. Yeah, crazy. So we have just one rider kill per episode, as usual. He didn't get anything extra because all of our phantoms disappeared without being punched to death.
And we didn't kill
And
those mooks. They turned into
yeah,
rats.
they turned into rat skittles. So Gorgum got 8 kills between episode 40 and 42. That gives us 13 kills for these 5 episodes, and that brings Team Kamen Rider up to 52, and Team Gorgum up to 25, and a grand total of 77 total kills as of Kamen Rider episode 40, or Kamen Rider Black episode 42.
Wow. That's not bad. All things considered, that's not bad at all.
Here's
Yeah,
hoping we crack 100.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, let's see. Fingers crossed. I don't know.
Who can say?
Who can say? We've kind of fallen a little behind the 2 per episode average, but
I mean,
not
we've got
terribly far off.
9 episodes in the show left to go? I think it's certainly possible.
Yeah. Who could say? You could say. If you watch the show, go out and watch it.
Speaking of watching the show, if you would like to be ready for when we do this silly little podcast again, we are going to be watching through episodes 43 to 47, which includes some warnings on the wiki that one of them is pretty interesting. And I do feel I am obligated to mention it, because when I saw it, I was like, huh?
Oh.
Anyway, episode 43, The Monster Farms Duel. Episode 44, The Sea is My Closet.
And I'm coming out, baby.
So true. I want the world to know.
That's the first fish that walked on land.
That's so true. Episode 45, Suspicious Flower Beesham's Death, which has a
What?
warning that this episode contains scenes of child nudity. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, you know.
Well, Japan kind of
Yeah.
has different censorship laws.
This
It's
is
true.
true. Episode 46, Grand Barum's Death. Can you imagine what's going to happen in these 2 episodes? I couldn't possibly fucking fathom it.
It's like we're taking out all these guys one by one.
Yeah, don't tell me.
God, I
And
wonder
then,
what's going to happen in the other one.
Well, in episode 47, the writer dies.
Oh.
Which also has a
You know
warning that this episode contains scenes of murder and character death.
No way.
Huh?
Huh. Why would you
who'da
spoil
think
that, Wiki?
Why would you spoil that, Wiki?
Fascinating.
Scenes of murder is a very funny thing to warn about in one time.
It is really funny that this is like the only episode where they're like, yeah, scenes of murder.
Someone dies in this episode.
On God? No carp for eel?
Go back to Splatoon.
Happily.
Yeah, I would love to. But yeah, those are the episodes that we will be checking out next time. Please join us for that if you will. We hope that you have a good time. We hope you had a good time listening to this dumbass episode. If you did, check us out on the various socials so you can continue listening to the show if that's a thing that you would want to do. Have a good day, have a wonderful night, love yourself and be good to the people around you, and always remember that if you can't believe in God and you can't believe in Buddha, you can always believe in Kamen Rider.